Yo, what up, Stash Nation? Loki coming at you with my tips for new players. First off, welcome to Fallout. If you are never played before, you're in the loading screen. It's just loading up for the first time. Save that shit. Save all the time, dude. Not just because all cause it's Bethesda. No, that's fashionable, bro. It's because it is a Bethesda game, but that just means you might die at any given second. It's usually gravity's my biggest nemesis, but you might find there's the blood bugs, landmines, radiation spikes. Anyway, what I'm doing here is, you see me picking up this stuff? This is what you need to do. Pick up everything. Ashtrays are ceramic, coffee cups are ceramics. That desk fan I picked up, that can basically build a turret in a settlement. When I started playing, when I started messing around with the settlement building, I got to level 4 before I ever even left the settlement just by building stuff. See this house with this tree on it? There's a cellar right there. When you start playing, go ahead and jump in there. There's a little care package in there for you. There's another cellar in a nearby village of Concord, but I don't want to give really too much away because this game's, all about the journey, not the destination. But let's go over some real simple stuff. Build these scavenging stations early on. They're under resources. To get somebody to work at them, just select them. You see how it said X when I clicked on them, assign, and then you just go right to the item and click X. The dude will highlight green, and all of a sudden your settler has a job. Do this at all your places, and then the stuff goes to your workshop. And if you hit R1, you can send the settler to anywhere, and it'll link the junk in your work. It'll all your resources in these workshops will link together. It'll if you do it early on, you'll start amassing a lot of good stuff. And if you build shops early on, the caps from the shops will also go into your workshop miscellaneous. So let's see, I haven't really done much. Look at that, 1650. I haven't even been on the game yet today. I haven't done really much at all. There's just a lot of little stuff like that might help you get some resources going when you're trying to mod a bunch of gear and a bunch of weapons earlier on in the game and get stronger. And that was really the only time I ever had any difficulties. Another thing to not be overlooked is vegetable starch under utility and cooking. That's worth 5 adhesive. That's a big deal because you can find the items for this very easily. Very easily, and it's worth like 15 XP just to make one of those. If you boost your intelligence and you sleep before you craft, that's just free XP. Just what I mean, just free. Also over here under utility on your crafting station, you can make cutting fluid with acid, bone, purified water, and steel there. That's free oil, and that stuff. I find bone all over the place. It's a little unsavory to pick up, but the fact that you can condense it into oil, acid kind of generates itself. I've found if you have the scavenging stations. But also the other thing to know about is scrapper, right here. Get scrapper and just pick up weapons. Pick up weapons. Pick up weapons. That's what I do. I get my inventory full, and then every once in a blue moon, I'll just go ahead and bring whatever. Let's see what I got on me. I don't want to break that down. Short pipe rifle, I'll break that down, that's fine. And my claw. Let's see here. So that's a free steel. That's some free steel. Steel screw and a free copper for just grabbing a pipe rifle and breaking it down out of my inventory. Just throw it in your workshop, and boom, it's available to all your settlements with the supply trains that we've already set up. So crafting, big deal. Settlement building, big deal for XP. You know what I actually did is this circle right here, this little area. I was here till I was about level 20, to be perfectly honest. It's such a rich environment. There's so much stuff to do and find early on that I just kind of went for it. Pardon my jank buildings. If you want to see what I can really build, this is like my little test area. This is where all my failed science projects have started and ended, just because I started out in Sanctuary. I started with putting all my junk in Sanctuary. But, yeah, and again, if you're starting out wondering about perks or that sort of thing, there's no level cap in the game. So to be perfectly honest, what I would have done if I had known that when I started, is just, gone with middle of the road on everything and focused on locksmith and hacker right away. You can pick master locks at level 18. You can hack master terminals rather at I believe level 21. Also Sandman there, silence weapons doing 50% more damage. That's really cool. And then Blitz is my favorite for melee. It increases your melee distance and damage and VATS. That's kind of the basics of a good, you know, stealth or recon build, in my opinion, for melee. That's what worked for me anyway, how I was able to amass levels. Just a lot of small things. Of course, if I had, you know, known these things earlier on, and you know, a lot of it's been, you know, trial and error, but I hope some of this helps you out. Also, that's Vault 81. It's a good spot to find Curie. She's a really good companion to have early on. If you find that you can't find your companions, build one of these bells at each one of your city and just ring it. Everybody, even Dogmeat, will come to the bell, and will, you know, the summoning bell or whatever it is, will come and find you. Or just go to their last known location, like Curie for Vault 81, you know, Red Rocket for Sparky. Let's go over quickly tagging items. If you remember earlier on in the video, some of the things that I had were glowing green. If you go to any recipe and you just click tag for search, the triangle there, it'll put a magnifying glass to it. Literally with any recipe, it'll highlight those items in the game for you. Actually, I did this with a lot of things pretty early on, and actually just kind of left them that way because it helped me a lot. But anyway, man, I hope some of this earlier on advice helps you guys get started and get some resource pools going, that sort of thing. Anyway, maybe drop me a like or something, and as always, I'll catch you in the next video, man.